Aquarius. Welcome to your June Akashic Records forecast reading. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carrie. I'm an Akashic Records reader and a teacher, and I also read tarot intuitively on this channel. And this reading might be a little different than some of the other zodiacal readings you see here on the YouTube. And that is because we're going to be really looking through the lens of the Akashic Records. If you have Aquarius somewhere prominent in your chart or in your life, I think you know that by now. And so, wherever this resides for you, this energy more than likely will come up for you this month. This is also a timeless reading, though. So, whenever you find it, it will be meant for you. So, I'm really going to just be tapping in. I've already opened up the Akashic Records for the collective who's here connecting with this Aquarius reading for this time and space. And we're going to just get started. I'm going to be channeling and just seeing what connects, what energies come through. And I'm going to be using a combination of Oracle and also Tarot as well. So, I'm just going to dive in and see what I get. The other thing is I am an energy healer and psychic medium, so I tend to pick up on all kinds of information, which I think will be relevant for you. The one thing I'm noticing, Aquarius, is that there's a lot of energy focused on the throat area, the throat chakra. So for this month coming up, June, I'm seeing there will be challenges for you, things for you to work on as far as self expression. The other thing is part of you has been congested in this area. And I'm really hearing from the guides that you're going to be letting loose and learning how to represent yourself on a foundational and fundamental level. It feels like it's really connected to relationships, but these relationships are not just personal or romantic. This is also work relationships, friends, social groups, so things of that nature. So we're just going to pull cards here and see what starts to come up, what energy I'm drawn to, and what seems to be relevant and prevalent for you right now. So let's just take a moment and see what we have. Now, on this channel, I do readings regularly, and I also do live streams every Friday. And really, the focus is on helping you on that fundamental level in your life to be able to live a soul aligned life and balanced and in harmony with your highest good. So, the energy I'm really getting is first of all, there's a lot of this energy from your spirit guides and from the angelic realm specifically. And the picture I'm getting of them is your guides are standing over you or to each side of you. And remember, our spirit guides aren't a replacement for our own intuition, our own higher self, but rather they help us. And we can either lean into their help or we can resist it. And so I feel like I'm seeing guides standing to each side of you, waiting for you to make a move, make a choice. Because the thing about the energy of the higher self is it still has to work with your ego and your personality. And if you're resisting and you're not in alignment, it that's where there is friction. There's that karmic resistance. So you want to think about if you're feeling in particular resistance or things are not flowing as they should be in your life, you want to take a look and ask yourself, what am I resisting? And what is for my highest good in my life? And what direction might I be going in that's going to give me a life of alignment, a life of joy, a life of balance? So that's the first thing I'm really getting. So we're getting, first of all, the energetic realm, right? When we see that life between lives. So that is essentially the higher self realm, the realm of what is in the Akashic records. And so there something specifically might be coming in this month that could literally be dropping into you and making you realize that you have been resisting something. This will be like a soul memory, a soul activation, but it may not be comfortable. I will tell you that it may be uncomfortable, but I really want to say what we resist does persist. So if you feel resistance, the thing to do is just ask your higher self and your guides to make it very clear and very plain. What am I holding on to? Where am I feeling this nudge? So the other thing I am getting, I do feel, again, I mentioned this is about relationships. And I'm going to dig in a little deeper because I'm getting this something missing. And this is a connection to relationship. This is, there may be something, first of all, that is creating disharmony, a relationship, a connection that feels like you're at odds or that you're not connecting. And the way that you can move through this again is by asking your guides to make it very clear for you, are is it you or is it your partner or is it the person you're in connection with? So the guides are coming in really strong. So let's bring tarot into this and just get a little bit more guidance and nuance as to what this energy could be. There's a resistance that you have. And this is what's coming up. Okay, so first of all, okay, a couple things. So the resistance is coming in the 4 of cups. And the 4 of cups is when you're at a place of stability, the number 4, where you really don't necessarily want to move forward on to the next step. So there's a challenge for you and it really feels like it's something in your energy, like you just are not willing to turn the page, to move on. The resistance, I think, comes that you know that the choice might be challenging or difficult. This could be a change in your relationship, change in job, change in location, change in routine. That's going to get you where you need to go. So understand resistance is something temporary. You can overcome it, but it's really coming in strongly. And especially if it's in the cups, it's coming in emotionally and again, with relationships. The next thing that's making me wonder about this for you, Aquarius, is the card 6 of Wands. So the sense I'm getting here is you're not quite in the energy of 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is when you have victory in a certain area of your life, that you are being noticed and recognized, that you've triumphed over something. And it almost feels like the leap between the 4 of Cups, where the resistance is, and the 6 of Wands feels like it's a pretty big leap, as though what is in between here that's going to get you to this place. I almost get a sense here, Aquarius, that this is going to sound a little bit to the point, which it really is. I feel like you want to get maybe recognition or be noticed, but the thing about wanting that so much is that you've got to give it to yourself first. That's really what I'm hearing. You can't get it without doing the work. And the work comes from the inner work. So releasing the resistance, releasing the ambivalence, the releasing not wanting to grow. So it's creating, again, this sense of tension. Now, one of the ways, again, I mentioned that we need to look at how you can overcome this or what is this. So we haven't quite got to exactly what it is. We're getting there. But one of the things I'm seeing here with the Justice card next to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a very confident energy. It's fire, flame, right? It's also Leo. And when Leo is not in its healed self, it wants attention. And anytime you want something, you're creating some resistance because from the outside world, because you're wanting an outcome from the outside world to give you something. Where you need to understand it and why the Justice card comes is logically, you first have to look objectively at why am I trying to get it from outside of myself? And what can I do to give it to myself? And that's where you're going to probably dive a little bit into your subconscious, and you want to look at the places where maybe you hold some resistance, trauma, past experiences which make you have pain around needing to be validated by others. So we want to work on that, and we want to have something substantial that is going to help you. Now, I did want to mention that other videos I have, and I do have a variety. I have meditations, and I also have other specific readings I've done which address some of the issues about needing outer validation. I'll pin some of those. But here's the major lesson for you. And again, this is the month of June, right? So this is coming to a peak right now, mid-year. So we're getting both the high priestess and the lover's card. Okay. So your intuition, your inner self, your inner knowing is nudging you in this direction to make a choice. The lover's card, it can be about relationships, but it's also about understanding self and fulfillment within self, masculine and feminine, not necessarily looking for it. It's understanding, where am I imbalanced? Where am I looking for, in this case, recognition, attention? Where am I asking for something that maybe I need to be giving myself? So, this is a really important thing. And again, when the Queen of Wands is unhealed, she's seeking something outside of herself. She wants attention. She wants that to come towards her. Now, it's natural, absolutely, to want to feel validated, to want to feel as though people appreciate you and adore you. But it's different if you feel like you need it. So, again, Aquarius, this may or may not be something that you are even used to recognizing. I get this sense with you that there's a bit of pride here. And the pride is saying, well, I don't necessarily feel that way. That's not my issue. My issue is that the people I'm dealing with are not, you know, doing the things they're meant to be doing. Okay. That's the camouflage of this. That is the deception of this energy. Remember, what you really need to say is, why am I judging this whole situation in this the way that I'm judging it? And I'm playing it safe by putting it on something outside of me. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the trick of the ego. The ego tells us it's something outside of us. It's deceptive. Here's the problem. You'll be in that loop indefinitely if you don't understand that it is within you. That's the place where you'll heal it. And that's what the Akashic Records stuff does for us. When we enter into the Akashic Records, and I do have a meditation for it, so be sure to check it out. Where if we go into the Akashic Records and we ask the energy, because in the Akashic Records, the energy is completely neutral, it's objective. And when you say to it, let me know, where am I unhealed? Where am I imbalanced? Am I holding on to something? It will feed back to you and tell you what it is. But the good thing about it is you get to the very source of it. You can then release it and transmute it and let it go. So it's got all that ahead of you. I'm going to move forward a little bit further into the month and see where else we need to pay attention to. We've got that energy going. Okay, so I feel like if we move through this and we decidedly start transmuting this energy somehow, a block, remember, whatever the block is for you, because it's going to be different for each of you, similar to some, different for others. But you have the Four of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So, what you're really wanting is to feel a sense of stability in whatever it is, the new venture you're doing. So, the new venture could be, again, something that you're building, that you are invested in, that you're interested in, but you almost want to play it safe before you step out and do it. So, this is a complex issue, and I feel like it's connected again to, first of all, emotions, people, right, with the cups energy, but it's really suspiciously invested into something that you want to build and do. So this could be a new business. This could be a new job opportunity. This could be a raise. This could be a promotion. This could be building your own business, moving, starting something new. But it's almost like you're playing it safe. You want all your ducks to be lined up in a row. You want to have people validating you with the situation before you make the move. That's really what I'm seeing here. So that something is occurring here for you. Okay. So based on that, let's say you make your moves. Let's see what happens towards the end of June. or later. Yep. That's is what I thought. And I can feel, see, one thing I'm doing is I'm tapping into the collective energy, which is in the energy body. So it's also your chakras. I can feel the release in your sixth chakra and in your heart chakra as soon as you make a move. As soon as you just leap forward, things, the chaos starts to change. And look what happens. We have the sun card next to the five of wands. So all the energy that's sort of ungrounded now, moving in a lot of energy in a lot of ways, which is what you're a little nervous about, then comes in. Whenever we have the sun card, it trumps any other energy. And it just basically says it's all going to work out. So, whatever you're challenged with, whatever you find to be difficult, whatever you don't want to explore, whatever you want to skip over, it's best for you to anchor it, get it clear and grounded, find out where you're resisting. I'm hearing also, too, from spirit, it's going to be so much less work than you made it out to be. So something is going to shift. As soon as you turn your attention in the direction of where you want to go, things are going to just start getting better right away. That's really what I'm hearing. Let's pull a card of an oracle card just to give you a final message for your month. If you've enjoyed this reading, please be sure to let me know in the comments. Typically, I don't always do these astrology based readings because I found most people like when I do the Akashic messages, which I adore, but I would also like to be able to offer these as well. So let me know if this in any way meant something to you and you felt a connection. So I'm going to pull this from my soul coaching deck just to see, and then I'd love to see you come back and visit me on the channel too. So please be sure to like, subscribe, and sign up for notifications, all the good stuff. Okay, let's see what your final card is, my friend. Communication. Goodness, that's a little hard to see. That's what it says. Remember in the beginning of the reading when we said it was the throat chakra? That means you are asking for that which is what is you need, asking your guides for help, asking your guides for direction. You're plugging in. So take that as a note. I also look at this as almost like the strength card. It's like the tiger and the girl. So notice what's here before you and trust what you're getting. Thank you so much, Aquarius, and we will see you in the next reading.